Okay, so this is a great real world example of offsite login. So today I'm going to be logging in for Denver, Colorado, because they have a lot of projects, and I know that they're a smaller lab and they could use login assistant. So I'm going to be doing that because I have the time to do so. So the first thing I do is pull up the COC for the project and view COC. And the reason I do this is because if I'm not able to read the COC, I can't obviously log in the project with confidence in case there's something illegible. But this one looks like a good COC scan. So I'm going to rotate it and then going to minimize that. And I'm going to refresh to make sure no one started logging this project in already. No one has, so it's all mine. And then I also like to zoom in. So that way I don't have to go back and forth between windows. So the description here, hopefully you can see, is 7616 Southeast 37th Place, Mercer Island. We're going to confirm that's Mercer Island. So, oh, that does look like Mercer Island. If it is in fact wrong, the analyst in that lab will fix it, or the project manager, or you can send a task if you're completely not certain. But I know that it's Mercer Island versus Merced Island, so I'm confident in that choice. But if there's ever any doubt, send a project task and an email just asking for verification. 7:15. And they did not select any weather conditions, so I will leave everything as none. There's no PO number. They do have a special note on their account, and it says that all volumes are supposed to be 75, and it's also indicated on the COC as well, so that is perfect. Their samples start with number signs, and then crawl space. Their turnaround time is next day. And you want to confirm with what they have in the COC. No special notes. Everything looks good. They've signed and indicated time. And that looks good. And then now I'm going to go and QA the project based on what I've input and then also what's on the COC. So, like I said, if anything's wrong, it shows up in red. But sometimes the system doesn't recognize names. So, everything looks good here. I will change this to a capital L just to be safe. The system likes that a lot better, so there we are. And the contact name is Putter. Samples 3, 0 blanks. Since it's next day, it's due on Monday since it's a Friday. No outdoor samples. And 75, they all have the same volume. Oh, I forgot to put, see, this is also very important. Make sure you put the sample volumes for for mold air cassettes. Luckily, I can just add it in. And there we are. So let's try, oh, I'm going to return because it didn't like, oh, Potter. So the contact name is Potter, not Putter. So we're going to just put that in. Do the 20th, no outdoor. 75 all have the same samples, or sample volume. And we're going to send that confirmation. So 1 project down, 21 more to go. I like to start at the bottom of the list when logging in, just so that way people tend to start at the top so you're not overlapping or logging in something that someone else might be logging in. And the COC looks good, so I'm going to log this one in as well. Refresh the page to make sure no one's gotten to it. No one has. I will take it then. The description is single family. At first, logging in is going to seem really difficult for people who don't write as legibly as you'd like, but once you get used to like your clients and your regulars, like you'll just realize that how they write is different, but you learn how to differentiate. So at least that's what I found. It took a while. And so I used the autofill feature to get that, those first 5 numbers, and then I'm just deleting the last bit of it to put in the actual ID sample. So, oh, that's an 8, not a 5. 7, 6, 7, 9, 6, 7. Looks good. And then front exterior for the sample description. Upstairs. Basement. And then since it's an exterior sample, we're going to select that as the property. Everything has a 75 sample volume. And then here you see their account note. Standard equals next day. So where a standard would normally be a 2-day turnaround, for this client, they get to have their standard equal a next day turnaround time. So we're just going to change that manually. Confirm that it was received today and not yesterday, so that we don't have to change our receipt date. Everything looks good. No special notes. And we're going to save. Now we're going to QA the project to make sure I haven't messed up. Going to update that. There we go. The system likes it a lot better. Due date is correct this time. I've entered the measurement. Inspections. 4 samples. No. 720. 1, 3, 8, 5, 3, 4, 6, 8. Oh. Some people use their company name. Oh, that's also not right. As that is peculiar. Oh, okay. So their last name is this. So just gonna go back. There we are. Send the confirmation. It's also wise to get in the habit of looking at like the contact information before queuing the project, especially if you're logging in offsite, because their contacts may be set up a different way. So I can close that out and on to the next. Oh, look, someone else is helping. Hey, Jen. So again, just starting from the bottom so I don't overlap with anyone. Let's see. I like to help log in projects that are more than one sample just because you can get more done for them and they can focus on analyzing. And then if you get to the end of the list and they still haven't gotten to it, then you can log it in for them. But focus on like the larger projects for them because that's what tends to eat up the time. So, we have SFD. This was sampled on the 16th. Name 0 and then just change the ending. This is an outside sample. It is 75 liters, and don't forget their standard equals next day. Special note. Oh, and they have, so it wasn't windy yesterday, okay. But if they were to select any weather conditions right here, you would just input that into the necessary field boxes to relay that, confirming that it was spore trap analysis that they wanted. And we're good, so gonna save that, QA the project. It doesn't like the parkway, so we'll just capitalize all of that. That looks better. Standard equals next day for them. Volume, perfect. And it's the same axiom inspections. Ooh. 3 samples. And do on the 20th. 1, 3, 8, 5, 90, 60. Send the confirmation. Oh wow, there's a lot of help coming in. So I'll probably do a couple more, but they might actually knock these out a lot sooner. And then confirm that this is the project. Yep. So 2828. Oh, silver plume. Q5. Let's confirm that. That is, okay. So we're gonna go with silver plume. And again, if there's any uncertainty, project task, project log, just to confirm. And then also what you log in at this point, when you send the email confirmation, that gets sent to the client. So they'll look over it, and if anything's spelled incorrectly, they'll let you know. Like they'll let the project manager know, and they'll either correct it or they'll send you a task to correct it. And so their sample volume is 150 liters. They do, so this is indicating that they did 6 minutes at 25 liters, so 25 times 6. Just to confirm, because sometimes they won't give you like the end volume. They'll leave you to calculate it yourself. So 6 times 25, 150. So 150 is your sample volume. go back to actual size. And they've requested the correct analysis. Their turnaround time, they said standard, their standard is next day, so I'll change that so that we don't have turnaround delay. Weather conditions, all none. We're good to go, so save that. Packard is the client's contact last name. We're gonna QA Silver Plume. It doesn't like that, but that is what they've given us. So Packard, 2 samples, 0, 720, 0. Oh, and see on autopilot, make sure that you're putting in the right sample volume. And if you don't, you can fix it after you've done so. Just it saves you time to do it right the first time. And it looks like they're tackling this list. Maybe that's a bit much. Actual size. Okay. Gonna confirm. Ooh, which one is this? 836 finish login. Okay. Barbara Brown. And Cody. Date sampled is 7/13. And Portrait. So they haven't given us any sample identification. So we just generate sample 1. Post edit. And I'll do NA1, NA2. Volumes are always 75. Their next day is a true next day. Okay, perfect. So we're going to save this. And just because I'm not too certain how they normally do their sample IDs when there's nothing submitted, I'm going to go through their project account, the accounts in their projects. Go with that. That's a bulk. Okay, I'll go with this one. And they've given us numbers. So I will send a task to the analyst in Colorado to confirm the sample ID that I've chosen for them is correct. No. think it's there we are. Okay.